Hello everyone, welcome back to Tail of the Tape UK, and it's time, boxing is back. And today we're going to be doing the rundown of the Matchroom show happening on Saturday at Wembley Arena, with the headline fight being Josh Warrington versus Lara. What a card Eddie Hearn's put on for us, from the first undercard to the main event. Lots of big fights, lots of questions that need answering. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So the undercard sees a young Leeds lad who will be hoping to follow in the footsteps of Leeds legend Josh Warrington, and that's Ivan Hopi Price. He's currently 3-0, and the word prospect gets thrown around a lot in boxing these days, but this lad really does look like the real deal. He first grabbed everyone's attention on the Joshua Ruiz 2 undercard out in the Middle East, where he dispatched Juma, who is an older fighter. He's been about, experienced. Everyone thought it was going to be a real test for him in just his third fight, but he beat him up 3 rounds, rolled him over. It was an excellent performance. But there was a lot of controversy surrounding this fight because his original opponent pulled out due to contracting COVID-19. However, they found a new opponent very quickly, so credit to them. Daniel Mendoza from Spain. He's 11-11. And has lost his last 7 fights on the bounce. He's going through a bit of a rough patch. He made the move down to super bantamweight, 127, in December just gone, 2020, and lost that one as well. So I can't see him being much of a challenge for Hopi Price, but it'll be good to see him back in the ring, see how he's developing, because I really think this guy's going to the top. The second fight is one of my favourite picks. Dalton Smith, huge amateur career, absolutely blasted through the amateurs, was set to fight in Tokyo 2020 and looked like he could have nicked a gold as well. However, has turned pro ever since then. He is currently 6-0, powerful, strong. His fundamentals are good. He's defensively sound. Looks like a real good boxer. Eddie Hearn's dubbed him to be the next big thing. His opponent pulled out due to contracting COVID-19. His new opponent, Ishmael Ellis, actually got the call for the fight whilst he was at work as a gas engineer. Didn't have much of an amateur career, only fought amateurly for a year, has recently turned pro. So it's just a huge opportunity for him. He's not very well known, whereas obviously Dalton Smith has got a lot of hype around him. I've backed Dalton to go all the way to the top in the sport, but we don't know what this Ishmael Ellis is going to bring. He could come and cause a huge upset. All I know is that Dalton will bring a high quality of boxing into the ring, lots of energy, and we'll go looking for that knockout. The next fight is an absolutely massive one on the undercard. British title fight. Lee Wood, Reece Mould. Both fighters are undefeated. Excellent fighters. Lonsdale bout on the line will be an absolute iconic scrap. Lee Wood recently changed trainer just 8 weeks before the fight to Ben Davison, who has been working on Lee Wood moving onto the front foot. In his recent fights, Lee Wood has sort of fought off the back foot as a counter boxer, and but he has incredible power behind his punch, and I think Ben Davison has picked him up and made him more of an attacking boxer, fighting off the front foot, and he'll really bring the heat to Reece Mould. It'll be interesting to see whether it works for him. Lee Wood is 32 years old now, so it will be really interesting to see whether he can learn these new tricks and get onto the front foot, and it could make for an absolute barnstormer if he does fight aggressively. The biggest fight on the undercard sees up-and-coming Manchester fighter Zalfa Barrett take on absolute icon of the game, Kiko Martinez. Kiko Martinez is a former world champion. He has made it very clear that he wants to become a 3-weight world champion or even a 2-weight world champion, which is something that no Spanish boxer has ever done. Zalfa Barrett has rised up the ranks pretty quickly, got signed by Eddie and put straight into fight camp, where he was dominated for the first 6 rounds by his opponent, Donovan, but then out of nowhere landed this incredible left hook that shook Donovan, sent him straight to the canvas. And if Povetkin hadn't have flattened Dillian White later on in the night, would have probably been a nomination for knockout of the year. He's currently ranked number 6 in the IBF ranking, so a win against this legend of the sport would really, really push him up up the rankings and could lead into a title fight. The interesting question for this fight would be to see whether Zalfa engages in war with Martinez, because you know one thing about Martinez, he comes out the blocks early, will be looking for that knockout. He's tenacious, he's fast, he's physical, doesn't mind getting on the inside. But Zalfa needs to make the decision as to whether he's going to try and outwar Kiko Martinez, which hasn't gone well for people in the past, or whether he's going to try and use his height advantage and his reach, keep the distance and try and outbox him at range. Will be really interesting to see. And if they both go gun-ho at each other, I can see an absolutely emphatic knockout coming in the first 6 rounds. And the last fight is something that British and world boxing fans have been waiting for a long time. The overdue return of the Leeds warrior, Josh Warrington. He's been out of the ring for 15 months, which is a long time for any athlete to be away from their sport. He's ranked number 1 by Ring Magazine and obviously is the current world champion in his division. It's sort of got a fight before the fight feel to it, this one. Michael Lara, like, they're trying to sugarcoat it as much as they can, but he's not to Josh Warrington's level. But Josh Warrington has made it very clear that he has a bucket list for who wants to fight next, which includes names like Chow, Naverte, everyone. Anyone within his weight class or up at 130 is on Josh Warrington's list. He's coming for everything these coming years. Lara is a superstar in his home in Mexico, and Navarrete, who Warrington really wants to fight, said that he has the hardest punch out of anyone he's fought, which is an unbelievable stat. And Lara does in fact have a better KO ratio than Josh Warrington. There's a lot of speculation around this could be a banana skin fight for Warrington, as he has been out of the ring for so long and will be coming back against a fighter that he probably knows is of a lower magnitude than him. So if he does slip up and lose, it could really, really damage Warrington's pursuit of becoming, well, one of the best boxers the featherweight division and 130 has ever seen. So either way, there's some huge fights on the card. My pick for best fight is definitely the Zalfa Barrett Kiko Martinez fight. I think it's going to be incredible. Could be a very early nomination for fight of the year. But either way, make sure to keep an eye on my Twitter at @Teo_UK. I'll be live tweeting the fight, everything that goes on.